Hello and welcome back to the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, where we have exactly one more door to go through. So let's go through it. It's boss time. Yeah, we're finally at the end. We got everything that was gettable and that was in the original game, and many things that weren't. We didn't get everything because the Wolf Link amiibo dungeon is terrible and I hate it. And I don't want to go back to it. And really, it just had another wallet, which would only serve to power the magic armor more. But I don't use the magic armor because it feels like cheating. But anyway, it's boss time now. Someone did not like the statues of the goddesses. Also, what's Zelda doing here? Like, she used her powers to help Midna, and in doing so she faded away, but now she's here as if she's been kidnapped. What happened there? Was it that using her powers made Ganondorf and or Zant aware of her location and they spirited her away somehow? Because that's not what it looked like was happening. Zelda's just suddenly here, like, we were trying to get Midna's power back so that she could bring Zelda back, but now Zelda's here. What's the deal there? It's one of the few things that, well, not few, but it's one of the things this game does not adequately explain. Yeah, hi Ganondorf. I rather like the look of this Ganondorf. Oh. Well then. Or at least they lacked the Triforce of power. No, probably not. As generally happens. You move the light, the shadow moves too. That laugh coming out of Zelda's mouth is weird. And now we get to play tennis. Okay, yeah, I get it. Can you give me control again? Thanks. Hooray for tennis. Just ain't a 3D Zelda game without it. So, I don't think I'm supposed to actually shoot her. I think I'm supposed to just play tennis. And that's a move we saw out of Hyrule Warriors Zelda. And now for more tennis. Okay, claw shot isn't the thing to use, and arrows go right through her. So yeah, we're just supposed to play tennis a few times, I guess. Nice try there. That's not tennis. And I did not get out of the way. Alright, come on. Nope. Ooh, just barely. Tennis, please. That's what we want to see. There we go. First phase of the boss fight, done. Yeah, just squeeze the Ganondorf out of her. Thankfully, without harming her somehow. And now we get to fight a rather cool beast Ganon. With a giant gash on its chest from the gash that was on Ganondorf from when he got, you know, impaled on that sword he carries around. I had forgotten about this music. Okay, pick one to come out of, please. There we go. And that's how this fight goes. You just wait for him to disappear, and then you shoot him in the face. Way to not damage that pillar, Ganon. Oh. It was above. Hey, could I target him? Guess not. That's fine. Well, I guess it makes sense that he can still damage us while he's sliding into us. But yeah, this is demonstrating one of the big problems I have with the final boss of this game. It does, like, no damage. Like, this is already one of the easier Zelda games. But to then have the final boss do next to no damage to you, it's disappointing. Okay, he's coming from here. And then when he warps up, he drops to the ground and then keeps running. So what am I supposed to do? Do I just wait longer? Is that what I do? Or do I have to dodge the drop by... Okay. What do you want? Okay. Oh, I don't know. That did not work. Wow, can't even see the portals with our senses. Ah, yes, we have to sumo it. And now for stabbings! Thus ending this phase. Like, how many times have we been hit and we still haven't even lost half our health with double damage active? There is no reason that this boss should do less damage than King Bulblin. Seriously. Okay, so Zelda's light is returning to her body. Which, I mean, hey, that makes sense, but why was her body there when it vanished when it lost its light? Because we're not in the Twilight Realm right now, but Zelda was here. So, something that's true in almost every medium. If the big bad villain doesn't die on camera, they are not actually dead. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Sounds good. Uh-huh. Well, that went well. Okay. I had completely forgotten about this horseback fight, but I guess it makes sense that it's here. Alright, there we go. So are we supposed to get up there and slash at him? I think we are. Or not. Okay. Maybe we can slash at him now. Yes, we were supposed to do exactly that. Oh, you missed, Zelda. Okay. So, how many times? Just 3. Okay, makes sense. Sure. Oh. So, how many hits have we taken without going below half health by now? Hey, look at this! I know, right? Woo-hoo! Silliest part of this game. You can distract Ganondorf with this. Whee! Ooh, look at the rod! So silly. And then you can stab him a little, but we're not going to do that anymore because it's cheating. It's much cooler to lock blades like that. I mean, look at that. We just took a big spinning hit from him and we lost 1 heart with double damage enabled. No, you don't, buddy. Alright. And that's basically the whole fight. We just wait for those chances. The timing gets a little stricter, and you have to mash A faster. but that's the fight. It's really nothing. He seemed a bit late in blocking that attack. And hey, look, we went below half health. Yeah, it's just this fight. It's nothing. Come on, dash at me, brah. Okay, that was not meant to be a jump attack. You are taking a shield to the crotch and not even caring. Alright. You are not winning this, sir. And thus ends the game. Kind of dark to have him screaming in pain after getting impaled like that. But this game does end here. Okay. I always found that moment kind of creepy. So, how did her fused shadow get fixed? Because I'm pretty sure the light spirits wouldn't have done that. Hi. Pretty sure it's just that Link doesn't say words. And now it's broken again. Yeah, this is a Zelda game. Story-wise, it's one of the better ones in my opinion. But for the game as a whole, the best way I could think to evaluate it is with 2 words. Missed opportunities. There's a lot of really cool designs, a lot of things that are beautiful to look at, a lot of really cool looking bosses. And yet I just feel like they didn't reach the potential of the designs. Like, everything that looked really cool ended up kind of falling flat. Like, if I was to compare this game to something, it would be a gorgeous painting just freestanding in the middle of a room. It's beautiful, but it falls flat. It doesn't have enough supporting it. Like, it doesn't have enough side quests to justify the size of the world. The world does have a lot of stuff in it, but most of it is just stuff that you go to once ever, and you never care about again. Like, all the little holes and whatnot you find them, you get the chest from them, and then you never care that they ever existed. Most of the characters in the game, you interact with once or twice, and then you can forget about them. The environments, yeah, they look really nice, but there's also a lot of just empty space. Like that giant eastern field where we had that final battle and the other horseback battle. It's really big to accommodate those horseback battles, but when those battles aren't going on, it's just empty. The dungeons do have some really good concepts, but they've also got some bad concepts. This game is home to some dungeons that I find really interesting, like the Temple of Time I like. The Water Temple in this game I like. The City in the Sky? No thank you. The Goron Mines? Some cool parts, but also some parts not so cool. Like, I feel like one thing that really held this game back is the fact that it was trying to be another Ocarina of Time. After Majora's Mask didn't do so well because of how much it departed from the series norm, this was meant to be a return to the Ocarina of Time form. And yet, it was trying to be Ocarina of Time, but bigger. Like, you had a lot of the same basic dungeon flow. And you did have a lot of really neat things, but at the end, it didn't have enough of its own identity the first time I finished playing it for me to think, wow, that was a really good Zelda game. It feels like Ocarina of Time Plus, kind of. Which, I loved Majora's Mask. I was hoping for something big and epic, but that also had a lot of its own charm. And this game just didn't have that. Like, the most interesting stuff it had was all just visual and music. Like, it didn't have anything to really set it apart from other games. Except for just how it looks. Which really kind of saddened me. This game had a lot of potential that they just didn't live up to. Which is why it's not one of my favorite Zelda games. It's certainly not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. It just doesn't have what it takes to be great. And that's why I'll always think that this is probably, well, if not for Skyward Sword, I would say that this is the weakest 3D Zelda game. Skyward Sword, I liked the story in it. It's got probably one of the better stories of all the Zelda games. But in order to serve that, they devoted a lot of the game specifically to the storytelling. which, you know, it kind of loses a lot of what it needs to actually be a good game. It's pretty much, they had the story and the gimmick controls for Skyward Sword, which is, you know, not great. I would say that this game does beat that one out, but that's about it. See, Wind Waker had a pretty good story that got more interesting as it went on. It had characters who actually mattered throughout the whole story. It had a lot of one-off islands, but it also had several islands that you go back to again and again, and there's always something new to do in them, basically. Majora's Mask, you really had to care about the characters if you wanted to get everything, which was great. I loved that. I love that Majora's Mask felt alive, completely alive. There was very little in Majora's Mask that seemed empty. And yeah, it's just, this game is a lot of missed potential. It's a lot of big, empty spaces that are pretty to look at, but don't have a lot of substance. Anyway, let's finish this cutscene, shall we? But? Alright. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ah. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, maybe. No problem. Okay. And I'm pretty sure this is the only Zelda game to end on a sad note. Like, seriously, that bit right there. As long as the mirror exists, we can meet again. See you later. And then she shatters it. It's a powerful moment. This game does have a lot of powerful story moments, which is why I hold the story in such regard. I just wish the rest of the game was of the same quality as the story. thus we're right back where we started. Glad to see the statues got fixed. Iwata, you will be missed. Oh, okay. Wonder how long the HD credits are going to be. Well, I'm not about to skip them. Because the people who do work on games, definitely, they do a good enough job. They deserve to get their names seen. I'm not about to take credit away from the people who did work on this game. Because again, it's not a bad game. It's just not as good as it could have been. Not as good as I would have liked it to be. All right. And that's it for The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. While I did enjoy playing, this isn't my favorite game, so I will, instead of saying I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, I hope you enjoyed watching this more than I enjoyed playing it. And I will see you in the next game, friends.